Hi everybody, it's Stephanie with Planning with Peanutty. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited about today's project. I have this mini accessory pack that I got from Hobby Lobby. You could see the full price there, but I got it for clearance. And so I'm going to turn everything in here into accessories for the micro Happy Notes. Whether you have a Happy Notes planner or whether you're just using it as a notebook, you can use all these accessories. So I'm going to grab my micro planners, you can see. But I'm going to turn everything in here into a micro, and then there's going to be a surprise giveaway at the end of this video. I probably shouldn't say surprise since I just told you about it. I'm going to tell you about it anyways. We're going to have a giveaway. So stay tuned for that. This is a longer video, but again, we're doing 7 micro projects, and we're going to use the packaging and everything. So stay tuned. So I'm just going to pull everything apart here. Let's see what we have in this mini accessory pack. This is a RongRong accessory pack. Again, I got it at Hobby Lobby. So make sure you're always checking the clearance sections in those hobby and craft stores. So it comes with 2 little sticky notes, that dashboard, so a sheet of stickers, the pocket, and filler paper. And the filler paper has these really cute girls on the back with the rainbow. Okay. So we're going to turn all this into micro-sized stuff, even the stickers. So let's go ahead and put that all aside. Now, as you notice, the sticky notes, having 2 on there, they're already small enough to pop right into your little micro notes or your micro planner. So I'm going to kind of cheat and call that project number 1. So project number 2 is going to be this dashboard. So we could come in and trim those girls off, and then you just have this really cute light purple leopard print dashboard. Or we could come in and cut it this way where we're including those girls. So I think I want to include both of them and trim it up above that. So let's keep them. Let me put that aside. And I'm going to grab my tool bag here. If you want to see everything that's in my tool bag, check out the link in the description below. And if you want to see how I set up that micro planner, I'll put the link for the yearly setup as well as the link for the May setup in that description as well. So check that out. So I'm just going to pop it in on the disc so I can see how high I want it to go. And then I'm going to grab some scissors and a Sharpie marker, careful using sharp objects. And I know we want to leave a high enough space above the paper for a little tab. So I'm just going to come in and eyeball it. Okay. And then I want that tab like that. So I'm going to go ahead and line those 2 up. That makes me nervous having that sharp edge exposed. So I needed to put the lid back on those scissors. Okay, so I'm going to line these up with the holes. And then using the Sharpie, because the Sharpie you can wipe it off on this hard plastic, I'm going to mark that tab. And trace over that. Okay. So now I can see where I need to cut that second one. Now you can just use any pair of scissors. It does just fine with this little pair. It is a little thick, but it works just fine. And then I want to curve all these corners because leaving that sharp plastic corner could scratch your skin. All right, I'm just going to cut along that traced line and curve that corner. I'm just going to eyeball that as well. And curve the corners. Yeah, just making sure there's no sharp jagged edges. Okay. Then you can come in with a damp cloth and kind of clean up that Sharpie marker. And then, you know, this top little tab, instead of throwing that away, we could use that as well. So we're not going to throw anything away today. Alright, so then you can see we can pop that in, and now we've got our little dashboard ready to go. With the tab that sticks up above it, which was just perfect. I think that turned out really cute. And pretty simple. You can see those other tabs I have there. Done the same way. Okay, and then this little piece You could put a sticky note on there if you need more sticky notes. You could still use it like a dashboard. It's just kind of a little chunky one. It doesn't go all the way to the bottom of the page, which is fine if you just need it as a bookmark. It would still work. Okay. So now let's look at the pocket. So the pocket, you can see this old RongRong pocket I made. And we're going to do the same thing here. So we need to remove the pocket flap from that kind of rainbow confetti background. So this bone folder I have has a thin edge. And I'm just going to jimmy it down between the two. You could use, I got that craft knife out in case I wanted to use that instead, but that tends to cut it. And we want to keep the pocket intact. There's a little flap that we don't want to tear. So I'm just carefully sawing it with that straight edge. Yeah, you can see it kind of comes to a thinner point there. Yeah, see the two little flaps? That's what we didn't want to tear, because we're going to use those to glue the pocket back down when we're done. Okay, so now we're going to take it off the other side. Sometimes you can peel it off the second side easier, but it's not cooperating, so I'm going to, again, carefully slide that between. And it does tear a little bit. It's hard to avoid it tearing, but I think we got most of it. There we go. And then you can just clean it up by peeling that torn paper off. Okay, so you can see their pockets come in two pieces like that. And then you can see where this background page is torn, but we could just turn that upside down and we'll end up cutting that off, so that's okay. Okay, so now we need to trim this background piece down to size. So go ahead and grab your micro notes back, and I'm going to put that in there so that I can trace a page over it. And just grab a pencil. I'm going to trace around that micro notes paper. So I'm not going to want the pocket any bigger than that. Alright. Okay, then come back in with your scissors or your paper trimmer. Alright. And it's already punched for you. And then I'm just going to kind of make sure that it doesn't stick out anywhere, but it looks good. Okay, then the pocket, the problem I had with this pocket that I didn't have with the pocket I made previously with the taxi on it was we're going to have to cut this design through those words. And you can see the pocket itself is a little taller than the micro sheet. So you can see I'm trying to figure out where to cut, and we're just going to have to cut right through those words. And I'm not going to want to leave it like that, so we'll have to figure out how to cover those words and how to get this pocket a little bit shorter. As you can see, it's too tall as it is right now. Yeah, my previous one with the taxi, I did like this, but I think even that way, we're not going to get all those words in there. And I don't want to cut that lady off. I think she's really cute. Yeah. See, doing it this way, the pocket's not too tall, but we still can't get everything to fit. So I think we're just going to have to cut through those words and cover them up. So I'm going to trim the top. There's little faint white lines if you can't see them, so I just trimmed right along one of those, and now the pocket's not too tall. It's taller than I've done other ones, but it still works. Alright, and then we need to trace where to trim it. So again, I'm going to grab my pencil, and I remembered it's easier to trace along this straight line and not the side with the holes in it. trace along there, and we'll do the same thing on the back. And we're making the pocket, we're gonna cut it as wide as that backing because we need flaps for that side. So we cut it just as wide, and then we can make the flap. In a moment I'll show you. But we need to cut it as wide as the pocket is. Well, as wide as the back part of the pocket. The widest part, if that makes sense. And then I'll show you why in a second here. Because we need to turn that third side into flaps. Okay, so just checking all that, that's good. Okay, so now we need our line on where to fold. So I'm going to measure again so you can see it's as wide as the pocket is the backing. So I'm going to go ahead and put that backing in along the crease and then mark at the innermost part of the holes. And the same thing on the other side. Oh wait, one more. Yeah. And the same thing on the other side. If you want to think of it as being the top of the mushroom. Okay. Then grabbing my little ruler. Okay, we can trace our line. And this is going to be a line that we fold on to get a flap on that third side so that we can glue it down. Okay, so it's not a cut line, it's a fold line. So I'm going to line the ruler up just to give me a straight edge to fold against, and then peel that flap up, pressing it against the ruler, trying to get a straight line. Okay, and then you can use the bone folder or the short edge of the ruler to get a straight line, a flat line, a nice flat crease. Okay, then let's do the same thing to the other side. Yeah, just peeling away the excess paper there. Okay, and same thing on this side. Using the straight edge of the ruler to fold that flap up against. You could even use the bone folder to help fold it. Making sure I'm straight on that trace line. And then again, you can use the short edge of the ruler, or if you have a bone folding tool, there we go. Nice sharp crease. Okay, then we don't want the double thickness where the flaps overlap. So I'm going to come in and trim the corner so that we don't have too much thickness there. There you can see those flaps don't overlap then. And same thing on, let me just clean that up a little bit. Okay. There we go. All right, same thing on the other corner. All right, and then we need to do this top corner as well. So I'm going to cut a notch out there. I'm using my craft knife. And then we don't want to go all the way through both layers, so you're just pushing hard enough to go through the top layer. And then peeling that up. Again, be careful using sharp objects. And same thing on the other side. And peeling that back up, and now we can come in and trim it. So if you draw and extend that line down, and same thing on both sides, that gives us a guide where to cut the notch out. And then it won't overlap. There we go. Same thing on the other side. All right. Okay, so we've got the exterior part of the folder ready to go. Yeah, make sure we don't glue it down with the holes on the inside. Okay, so then I'm going to take some double-sided tape. Now this one is really skinny, so I'm going to use 2 pieces for each flap. You can buy this in wider widths, I just have the super skinny. So I'm just going to use 2 lengths on each flap. All right. And I like this instead of liquid glues because liquid glue might seep out and glue part of your pocket shut. All right, and then I'm just going to peel those backings away from one side at least. And then we can make sure it's lined up to the bottom and the side. And give it a good firm press. All right, and that side's good. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Peel the backing away. And then give that a nice firm press down. Maybe even go back over it with your bone folder or ruler. All right, very good. So now let's fix the front design there. We've got those partial words. So I'm going to grab some correction tape and maybe use some washi. And so I'm just going to white that out. And I'm trying to be careful not going farther than I need to. And as close to her as we can get without being too close. Okay. All right, so I think that's gonna be close. And then this washi is this pretty pink floral with some of these words like bloom and dream and stuff like that. And so I think I found one that's gonna fit. I think that's gonna work. And then I can trim it close to her and in the crease of the folder. I'm just gonna use my nail to crease it down around that curve. Okay, then maybe the craft knife. Again, careful using sharp objects. Just a very light cut just through that top layer of washi tape. And then, I think just kind of close to her gown, we'll just trim around it because the washi tape is almost transparent. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and do the back. Same thing, correction tape and a piece of washi. Just trying to see which word will fit in there. All right. And you can use stickers, you could leave it, you know, it's up to you how you want to do it. The pocket you get, you might not need to do anything to. it might be fine just like it is. Okay, so I'm just going to try to line that up straight. And the same thing, press it down into the crease. Lightly cut it. There we go. And the same thing up against her dress. Slightly cut it so we're not cutting through the folder. There we go. Okay, so I think that turned out pretty cute. Okay, so let's give it the pocket test. Let's pop it back in there, and then I grabbed a gift card and a business card. Ah, perfect. So you could see you could use it as a wallet, you could use it to hold little stickers. You see, and then the card doesn't even fall out. It's pretty good. Alright, then, I think that was number 3. So number 4, let's take a look at the filler paper. Let's make it micro size. So I'm going to grab my Happy Planner punch, and a pair of scissors, and a pencil. And let's go ahead and take out a piece of micro filler paper. Now the filler paper is 3 by 4. If you don't already have a micro notes, it's 3 by 4 inches. So what we can do is we can line the holes up, trace around it, and cut. There's a couple different ways we're going to cut this filler paper, so I'll show you those. And then trim right along it. And then this method, you don't need to punch it because it's already got the holes in there. Nice and easy. Okay, so that's number 1 on the filler paper. Number 2 is, well, what if we want these girls on the back? So let's trace from them. And actually, we're going to want the straight side away from them so that we can trace easier. And then let's cut from there and punch that one. Now with the Happy Planner punch, it's not where the line is. I've marked it where the micro is. So if yours isn't marked, just grab a piece of filler paper, line it up with that. And then you can see from there, make sure the holes line up with the holes in your micro filler paper. And you'll be good to go. And that's where I just traced the edge of that with a Sharpie. And then I have that micro mark. Okay. There we go. So you can trace from anywhere and then punch the holes yourself. And then those sheets also look totally different than the sheets we just did with nothing on the front or back. I'm just going to clean up those pencil lines. And we can pop that right in. Okay, then let's put that other one in as well. Then let's see if we could do a page with those girls on the back of the page instead of the front. So same idea. We're just going to come in and trace that and cut around it. And instead of punching on the left side, we can flip it over and punch from the back. So now those girls are on the back when you flip it over. And then I'm thinking we could do one more way. Where we try to get the header on the piece of micro filler paper. So I'm trying to see if we could get that whole title there. I think we can do it. Alright, so just trying to center it. And then we can trace there. Cut it out. And punch it. It wasn't too perfect getting it centered. you could probably center it a little better. That's all right because we're going to punch holes in that side. All right, there we have it. 4 different ways of doing micro notes out of the mini note paper. If you don't have the hole punch, you could either just trace from the whole side or use a single hole punch and trim the stems out. Okay, so remember that packaging, we didn't want to throw it away. We're gonna make a kind of dashboard acetate page. So again, let's grab a sheet to trace. And don't throw that packaging piece away either. All right, can't use pencil, so I'm gonna come back in with that Sharpie marker. So I wanted to grab a piece of scrap paper that I didn't care if I got Sharpie on. All right, then cut that out, curving the edges. And then I'm gonna punch that as well. Now these you kind of have to punch at your own risk. The Happy Planner punch doesn't do so well with thicker items. So I don't want to tell you to go ahead and punch it and it won't get jammed. I'm just gonna warn you that the guidelines say 2 to 3 sheets of paper at a time. But mine, it did okay. And now we have this page. You could put a design page behind it and have a nice glossy kind of cover. You could put sticky notes on it. You could make it a little taller where you have a tab sticking up and use it like a dashboard. But see, we don't have to throw that packaging away. We can make fun micro accessories out of it. And then this paper packaging, don't throw that away either. See these girls on the back? I think we can make a nice, not a sticker, but a die cut out of them. So I'm just gonna come in and fussy cut around them and make them into a cute little die cut. It's not technically a die cut, but you know, it's a ephemera. And then I think we could glue them down to one of these sheets of filler paper and almost make like a title page for your micro notes. So I'm just going to grab some double-sided adhesive. This one's a tape runner, and using that piece of scrap paper underneath so I don't get the adhesive down on the counter. There we go. And then we could put those cute RongRong girls right on that piece of filler paper we just cut. And then maybe you could put your name up above that for the first page in your, either your little micro planner or in your micro notebook. Then for the stickers, I'm just going to cut these into little pieces so that they'll fit in that micro pocket, but then you'll have them with you ready to use. Pretty simple. And they fit nicely inside that micro pocket we just made. Perfect. All right, so let's check out everything we did. We did the filler paper, that kind of name plate with the girls, the sticky notes, the pocket, the dashboard, that sheet of acetate, the stickers. I'm counting the stickers. We really just trimmed them down, but the stickers. So I'm gonna give this all away to one of my viewers. All you have to do to be entered in the giveaway is like this video and comment down below, and that is it. Just like and a comment. And I'm going to trim down these extra sheets of mini paper to be micro-sized as well. So you'll get all these accessories for your micro planner or your micro notebook, whatever you use it for. You could use all of these even if you don't turn it into a planner. But let me know what you guys think about all these little cute crafts we did, turning everything micro-sized just from a mini accessory pack that I found on clearance at Hobby Lobby. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Click like if you like this video. Don't forget, click like and comment if you want to be entered in the giveaway. Otherwise, you can comment whatever your thoughts might be. I'd love to hear them. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. I love you. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.